DreamHack Open is brought to you by Intel, Corsair, Monster Energy, and DreamHack.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to DreamHack Open December 2020. You cannot see us, but I am here. Hulk is also joining me, and my name is Nico, joined by Hulk for this one. And when we take a look at this event, Alex, it's the last one of the year. We're just about to get into Christmas time. I'm excited for some end-of-year Counter-Strike.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got some teams who have been grinding for a long time, and it's finally been paying off for some of these teams, Dinko. You know, teams like VP and Gambit from the CIS region, they've been proving themselves recently against top-tier competition, and now they get one more chance to prove themselves towards the end of the year.
Yeah, there's a lot of money on the line as well for some of these teams. Just some of the teams coming into this tournament. When we take a look at them, Alex, they don't really get to play of tournaments of this scale quite a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do and seeing if we have any upsets, because 2020 has been the year of the underdog, it feels, Alex, right? We've seen a lot of teams coming into 2020 that you never really put near the top, right? Even in the grand scale of things, you look at Big, you look at Heroic, these teams have been huge teams in terms of the upsets they've been able to pull off. But again, you know, online era, a lot of people will sort of paint that with a black mark. But we look into 2021, and hopefully we'll return to LAN at that point. But it is going to really start to paint some storylines if these upsets continue to come through heading into next year. And this could be another event where there's lots of opportunities for some of these teams that we haven't seen as much.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's been cool seeing some of these CIS teams get a chance to prove themselves against EU competition, right? That's something we've been waiting for a long time. VP had been playing only CIS teams for the longest time, it felt like. And then they come into that Flashpoint tournament and they just win the whole thing. And now they get another chance to prove themselves against a bunch of teams here. I think the CIS region has really been proving itself recently. And it's honestly mostly CIS teams in this tournament as well, which is cool to see.
Yeah, there was the joke when we looked at the team lineup that it was actually the CIS minor, right? Felt like an RMR event coming up. But when you take a look at these teams, man, I've been really excited casting the CIS teams overall. We take a look at Group A, we can see the matches that we've got. We've got Virtus.pro and XSET. Now, XSET recently, you know, under this organization, they played at the Showdown. It's the likes of Zaz, Giuliano, Mimi, Petra, and Krasi. And this team are really, really good. I mean, we've seen them look good at Showdown. They were dominating over there and earned their spot here at DreamHack December. They've got a very difficult first match, though, against VP, Alex.
Yeah, they've not been given an easy first matchup. Probably the hardest matchup they could get, realistically, with how some of those VP players have been looking. Guys like Yakinda playing super aggressive. Guys like Buster playing aggressive. If you're slightly off your game, those guys are going to punish you with their aggressive plays. So XSET are going to have to be on point in that one.
Definitely. And while Forza and Espada will be the second game, all of these matches will be taking place on the A stream. We're currently running 2 simultaneous streams. You're currently watching the B stream, DreamHack CS2, and this is where we'll be looking at Group B. So if you're interested in looking at Group A, that'll be over on the main stream. But here on the secondary stream, we've got Group B. It'll be Nemiga and sAw alongside Gambit and Movistar Riders a little bit later on. Honestly, Alex, I think we have the better games.
Yeah, I think outside of Gambit in this group, it is very open. It should probably be Gambit getting first place based on what we've been seeing recently from them. They've been getting some really solid results. But everyone else, I would say, is at a somewhat similar level. Guys like Nemiga and sAw are pretty close in the world rankings. That's our first matchup of the day. Even in terms of recent results, both of them have started to play against some EU competition, but they haven't been able to get the wins. They're both on losing streaks right now. So it's a chance for both of these teams to bounce back against some similarly ranked opposition.
Yeah, definitely time to shine. I think Movistar Riders are going to be the most interesting team to look at for me because I have seen all these other teams play recently, Alex. I haven't really got to see Movistar Riders and to see where they're at. Last year, actually, they were picking up a little bit of pace around this time last year. This tournament was meant to be DreamHack Open Madrid, obviously. So we have got Iberian qualifier teams. So that'll be the likes of sAw, that'll be Movistar Riders in this tournament. And last year at Seville, we actually got to see Movistar Riders pull a win off against, I believe it was Big. And then they went on to play at the Champions Cup in Malta and try to continue some success. So the team's looking quite different now. But we're heading into Dust 2, Alex. Map number 1 coming right up here. We didn't really get to see the video, but I'm sure HLTV has that up there, Alex, and we can maybe take a look at that.
I can tell you that last time these teams played, about a month ago, it was sAw who picked Dust 2. So that's what I'd be expecting heading into this one. And you can see on the left side of your screen, that is indeed the case. It's sAw's map pick to start things off, and Stadodo's got a Deagle.
Yeah, he has. Just not any Deagles. The Prince streaming its stat track, and he'll be adding some stats to it. Another kill coming in for him. Lollipop going down up towards short. They've got a 5v4 with a man advantage in play for sAw. When we take a look at Nemiga, Alex, Lollipop just recently out of a cast, right? We've seen these guys play at one of the DreamHack Open November. They went in straight into Masters. Lollipop was popping off against G2, man. Just out of the cast, fresh out with a broken arm, and he started fragging. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him play. He's out of the server early on, though.
It's up to J.O. to hold this long position. P2000 is good for the first kill, and the second and the third. J.O. going absolutely nuclear. He's going to get them all. It's an ace on the long hold. He was there alone, Dinko. That should not be happening.
Never happening, but Alex, you know, you take a look at that mid control early on, and the reason I was a little late to reply to that is my ears are being blown out right now, so I couldn't hear you as well. But I fixed that on my end a little bit. But nonetheless, sAw with the scout out and play, the Deagles out around them. Now, we got to see this team actually start to pop off a little bit, if you remember, not so long ago against FaZe Clan. Was it DreamHack Open Fall, Alex? Yeah, it was. sAw were playing quite well, so I want to see more of them. Lollipop running down middle, the double kill on the MP9. 2 headshots collected. Roman and Stadodo going down. And now it is a 3 versus 5. 2-man advantage in play for Nemiga, and Arki taking one on the scout. At least draw something back here.
A real brawl at mid at the start of this round. We've got long-range weapons for both teams. sAw have prioritized the Scout and the Deagles for some of these longer-range fights. It's not quite gone according to plan for them, though. They've got to get that bomb back, which Muterus will do. He could be in trouble here, though. Box has got aggressive, but Muterus takes him out with a flying MP9. Now it's back to a 3v3, and Nemiga are pretty thinly spread across the map.
Here comes sAw. Into short. Somehow they've pulled this round back. Somehow they've made this competitive, Alex, and they have a real chance running into this A site. Speedak here with a scout in his hands. He's going to be holding that long. He's worried about that, but the attack is all coming in from Catwalk. The first kill from Speedak on the hold. He wants another one here, and he's got it. This scout absolutely tearing them to pieces and just trying to get over the top, but he is shut down by J.O. 2-0 for Nemiga. I have to say, Alex, though, sAw did make that a little scary towards the end.
Yeah, I think if they had a few more nades, maybe 1 or 2 more flashes, they could have forced Speedak away from that position or just blinded him long enough that they could close the distance. But thankfully, Speedak lands a couple of shots. J.O. is there as well. He's up to 6 kills now from the first 2 rounds. And it is Nemiga who will hold on for the strong start. So that should be the early shenanigans over and done with, Dinko. It's just a low buy for sAw into this next round. Got what? Deegan. Oh, massive nade damage.
Good bit of damage coming in from Box. Delivers 2 big kills and a lot of money added to the tally. Arki with the Deagle doing a little bit of work. And Lollipop, what is that spray? He gets 2 somehow, Alex, but it wasn't the prettiest.
Not the prettiest, but when you're against an anti-eco, you don't care that much, right? You're mainly just focusing on trying to get the kills as cleanly as possible. They do an okay job at that. I also love, Dinko, how MDS clearly is that B-site anchor for Nemiga right now because he has got 0 kills and 0 deaths. He hasn't had to do anything so far. Let's see if that's about to change in this first gun round because sAw has landed a shot on the cross and sAw have got the long control they were looking for.
Molotov burning in behind it. And I'm going to send a flash up long. Pit drop coming in from sAw. He's got the AWP at a good position right now. Done a good bit of damage onto MDS. This team has stuck around for a good while now, this Nemiga team, Alex. And I think for good reason. I mean, this team are definitely a very solid team coming out of the CIS region. You got to catch them a little bit earlier on in the year when you were covering the analyst stats for the CIS region. These guys have definitely been very solid, but that boost, that's perfect. That's allowed an opening kill on the JO.
2 smokes for the cross here on the saw's side. Box is playing on the other side of things with a smoke of his own, trying to see if he can get an awkward angle, and I don't think Muterus is going to be ready to flash to the site, but he's about to clear this corner. Muterus eventually gets the kill he was looking for. Lollipop striking back. He puts down a defensive smoke, but I think that bomb is about to be planted, and I don't think Nemiga can stop it, or can they? They've got nades left. Maybe they can slow this down a little bit longer.
Muterus' position is quite solid right now as well in his post plant, while Lollipop trying to stop the bomb from even getting across, and they've done that well. Lollipop with 2 big kills, and Muterus now coming out of his position. Lollipop with a 4K, just absolutely taking them down early on. And Nemiga 4-0 up. sAw have made a lot of these rounds look close, but Nemiga keep edging them out. And sAw, I feel for them a little bit there. They look quite good in towards the A side. They just didn't really take as much control as they would have liked. I think Lollipop does a really good job at just holding that solid position and walks away with a 4K, Alex.
Yeah, I think maybe sAw just needed to be slightly faster with their push to the site. They slowed it down just for a few seconds, and then Nemiga got into position. And as you pointed out, as soon as Lollipop got the chance, he really made the most of it. That small timing window makes all the difference in those sorts of rounds. And now sAw are down to pistols and a scout in this round. Muterus took a ton of early nade damage at top mid, but sAw have been able to sneak up into short. Unfortunately, they only have 1 smoke and flash here, Dinko, so it's not going to be that easy for them to scrim onto this A site. And Lollipop's got another nade at the ready, even more damage done before the push.
Yeah, so much damage coming in with the Itchy now over the top. Lollipop holding on. He wants more kills. He's got 1. Box has taken the other one. And now they're just looking to clean up these pistols, looking to take them down, and they're cleaning up right now. Lollipop back-to-back 4Ks, Alex. This man is 12-3. You know, I think, Alex, honestly, when we take a look at Lollipop's injury, I don't think he had a broken bone. I think he's got some sort of surgery to put some mechanical arm in there right now, Alex. He's just not missing.
It's looking like it, isn't it?
He's been unstoppable since he's taken that thing off.
Yeah, he's always been the best player for Nemiga. Consistently, he's always been their highest rated player statistically, but to see him having this sort of start is very scary for sAw. As we pointed out earlier, this is sAw's map pick, so this is concerning, to say the least. But now they've got another gun round together. sAw's got the AWP into his hands. Perhaps that will be the answer for them. There's still a lot of early map control for sAw, Dinko. They're still getting this short control that they're looking for, but Roman's down to 32 health.
Yeah, Roman's not really had the best start, Alex. He's 0-0-5 right now. Oh, God, another one. He's down to 18 HP. He's not having the best time, but at least he's still alive. I mean, there's a silver lining in every gray cloud, Alex. And when you take a look at Nemiga, they have certainly been in a far better position, but sAw have been bringing these rounds close. They need to be careful, though. I think if they lose this round, we're really starting to get worried for them at the start of this. We've had close rounds, yes, but getting the round wins is what's important, and they haven't really done that yet.
And they're running low on nades again here, Dinko.
Yeah,
they've been using a lot of their nades early in these rounds. Normally, you'd love to do an A execute here with a couple of smokes for the cross, but now you're really relying on these flashes to be successful.
Here comes the run boost around the corner. Muterus over the top, and he's looking for this headshot. He's got it onto Lollipop. Danger Man out of there, but now Box trying to step up. Seemed like he lagged a little bit on that peak, and he gets taken down by Just. And now Speedak off to long. The first kill is there from the AWP, but there hasn't been enough done from the A defense, Alex. They haven't got enough kills. And this does allow the bomb to go down, and a very solid post plant come in from sAw. sPDAC does need to be the danger man in this AWP. Coming back in from long, he'll need a pick. And around the corners, a couple of players now just kind of running into each other on Catwalk, and that's an easy kill for them. Just gets lucky on the last bullet. Arky with a headshot as well, and it leaves Jo in a 1v3 alone.
He's been gifted that first fight, but the round win is out of the question. The bomb is too far ticked at this point, so it's all about keeping saw's economy weak and keeping Nemiga's economy decent, because he could really do with saving that AWP so that he can drop Box in this next round, who's running low on cash. It is the first round on the board for sAw, though, and it comes with mainly just a faster play onto the A site. We didn't even really see those flashbangs come through. It was just the run boost to try and catch Nemiga off with the timing, and that worked for them. It helped them get that first entry, just that timing window. Again, oftentimes that's what Counter-Strike comes down to, and getting that run boost means the player is towards the site just a split second sooner. That's what gets them the opening kill, and that's what allows them to trade onto the site. But we need to see more rounds like that from sAw if they want to come back in this game.
Oh, we definitely do. We've had a lot of early contests between the two teams, but now we need to see some consistent success out of sAw. I think it's pretty evident how close a lot of these early rounds have been when you just take a look at the economy of Nemiga right now, Alex. They don't have a whole lot of money to play with, and not a whole lot of utility because of that. I mean, Lollipop's coming into this with nothing. They have invested fully into this double op setup. So, you know, if they lose this round, Alex, this will be entirely costly. They will have barely any money left in the coffers.
Ooh, Jo trying to take a stray shot through the smoke, but it costs him a lot of his life. He's down to 24 health from the spam back at him. Taking a look at the scoreboard so far, I think it's clear that sAw have not been pressuring this B site whatsoever, because MDS has not had to do much in this game so far, and it looks like sAw are going to continue their approach towards A. 45 seconds remaining, it's 4 players in from short, and Nemiga don't really have anyone properly committed to the A site right now. That could be very dangerous for them.
Yeah, they didn't really do a good job in the previous round either at holding this A site. They didn't really anchor it too well. In fact, it did fall into sPDAC to deliver with this AWP, and he's got to do it again based on the setup they've got right now. He's the lone player, but dropped down into CT. Box has that perfect position for this. An easy kill upon his namesake. And, well, MDS doing work as well. Alex Box is just staying on top of this. 9 seconds left. Bomb does go down. They've got the B side at least. They've been able to take down the only defender here. Now Mutris around the corner, just holding the close angle at the door. They gotta really do some work here. They get aggressive, trying to draw this back into a favorable position. And Mutris holding on for the tunnel aggression. An insta headshot coming in from Lollipop, but now just caught in the open. sPDAC taking him down on the AWP. Fantastic retake from Nemiga.
You see the attempted switch up here from sAw. They've been consistently pressuring mid and short and A in these early rounds. And in this round, they try and fake that due to all the rounds they've been playing previously towards A. They try and fake that pressure towards A to draw a rotate and try and come back to B later on. It works okay for them to begin with. They get onto the B site pretty effectively, but the problem was they never accounted for Box being boosted up onto that box in CT. Him getting those kills and cutting off the mid players makes a massive difference there. It gives Nemiga the man advantage. It makes sure they have a good chance on the retake, and Nemiga end up making the most of it. And that is now a 6-1 lead for Nemiga on the CT side of Dust 2 on sAw's map pick. Apparently that is enough for sAw to take a timeout, Dinko, and I don't blame them.
Definitely. I mean, we talked about it in the previous round, Alex. You're going into this one, you finally got that first round under your belt. You want to be able to turn that into consistent success, and sAw immediately lose the round following. And honestly, I like the idea there from sAw. They really tried to put a lot of pressure on that B site. I think when Roman goes down in towards spawn, that really causes problems. He was meant to be their X factor, right? He was meant to be the player that catches off the defense, but Box, oh, what? Stododo with that big flick down, hits sPDAC through the wall, and he is down to 13 HP.
Stododo's been very good at landing those shots through the mid doors. He's already got a couple of them, and we're only a few rounds into this game. I also appreciate, Dinko, how I think it's one of the Nemiga players has that new M4. The
I got that one, man. It's the cybersecurity.
Yeah, there you go.
It's beautiful, man. It's actually not that expensive either. So if you are interested in picking that up, I mean, it's not even that expensive, really, unless it's factory new. So
And we get new skins so rarely that you gotta make the most of it while you can.
Yeah, exactly. I picked it up. It looks real good.
I've got the new 5.7 Dinko. Have you seen that one?
It is very anime, right? It's very quiet.
It's like unicorns.
Yeah. It's perfect for you, Alex.
Exactly. Dude, it was literally the only case I opened. That's the skin they gave me.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I opened way too many cases and got nothing, really. Nothing exciting.
The thing is, even when you get a skin that sucks, because it's a new case, you're like, oh, it's new. I can kind of pretend that I wanted this.
Yeah, I mean, it's Counter-Strike. Skins generally aren't too bad once you get above the blues. But nonetheless, here it goes. Yeah, time is certainly ticking. 28 seconds left. Jay holding on. Nearly gets the flick, but his boxer takes Roman away. Now just trying to make some space out long. Continues to run forward, and J.O.'s got the angle. They've crossed in behind the car, and J.O. is just holding on. From this boost position, Box with another headshot, just trying to cut through the defense like a machete in the jungle. He's over the top. Another kill picked up, but 6 seconds. That bomb in short. There's absolutely no way to win the round. sAw have lost yet again, and Nemiga with 7 on the board. All they needed to do there was just hide. Just was doing his best, trying to cut through them, Alex, but it wasn't enough.
Unfortunately for sAw, Nemiga had so many nades left there in the late round. 30 seconds remaining, and they had a couple of incendiaries. They had HE grenades ready for short, so they were able to really use those nades to cause difficulties for sAw. You see in that push through short, they're always the ones that are struggling in order to try and push into that position. Good job by Nemiga, though, holding on to those nades, and now we get a quick aggression out into long. Box is able to trade his teammate. Smoke plopped down to try and keep himself safe, but there are sAw players coming at him. I'm not sure he's going to be alive much longer. There are 2 players about to clear out this spot, and Box is not even looking this way. Oh, he's going to be caught in the back. sPAC has to try and trade, but he's trapped at car.
He is stuck here, and this isn't the best weapon to get out of this position, right? You've got that up in the corner. Molotov is going to go out over the top of the blue car and start to burn in behind it. sPAC is still here in the corner, still tucked up with the AWP. He's going to have to rely on his teammate to try and help him out here. MDS getting the info. Missed shot from sPAC. He hits the shot the second time, but it's not enough damage for death, and he misses yet again. Unfortunate round there for sPAC. Completely shut out of the round, and now it's J.O. left alone, saving on the other side of the map, carrying that M4 into the next one. I have to say, Alex, that's just big whiffs coming in towards long.
That's the hard thing about being an AWPer, man. As soon as you miss 1 or 2 shots, it's so costly for you. You have to make sure you can hit shots like that consistently. Otherwise, you are kind of being a bit of a liability for your team. Because you better believe if sPAC had a rifle there, he's probably getting at least a couple of kills, at least 1. Because that way, if you miss your first shot, you can kind of just recover the spray and you can be all right. But it's not meant to be this time. sPAC whiffing a couple of shots. And look at how costly it is for Nemiga. The economy game will now be going against them. Their money is complete garbage. That could be a real swing round for sAw to get them back in this game.
How many Americans have you been around recently, Alex? You know, you've dropped rubbish, you go with garbage. Anything else you got there, Alex? You spell in color with just the O's?
Never. I'll never go full American Dinko.
Z instead of Z. What's going on here, Alex?
Okay, I do. So I do say Z instead of dead for like CZ, for example.
Yeah, I do
that's
as
just
well.
It sounds cooler.
It sounds way better and it rolls off the tongue. I think Z is actually worse than Z. I think the Americans have got that right, to be honest. I think Z sounds better.
Quite rare for the Americans.
Yeah, very rare. Luckily, none of them on this stream. If you want some Americans, head over to the A stream. But
this is the refuge from the Americans here on the B stream.
It's like, if you want to have some headpiece, come on over here. Nonetheless, it's Nemiga and sAw, and they are battling it out early on in Dust 2. sAw have actually had a couple of close rounds at the start of this. They certainly could have more than 2 rounds, but they're going to get that opportunity now. We take a look at the money from Nemiga, and it's not really in a good spot. They don't have that much money to play with.
sPAC's got a single rifle for them. That is it. We haven't seen sAw pressure much through the B tunnels early in these rounds so far. That could be about to change, though. They've got 4 players stacked there. Muta is caught from behind, though. That's another gun recovered, and MDS is playing up close. He gets 1, but he's quickly traded, and sAw should get onto the B side.
Oh, a nice kill from Jo. Just flicks on up, and now they double swing, and he gets both. A 4K coming in from Jo. And what a horrible round to lose if you're sAw. I mean, they double peaked that as well, but it seemed like they became pacifists, right? No shots came from the guns. They just stood there in front of him and accepted their deaths. It 2 up right now for Nemiga. That's a round they'll be extremely happy with winning.
That short aggression came at just the right time. sAw landing the shot on the cross again. He hasn't been getting many kills in this game, but he's been landing that shot way more often than most players do. MDS is down to 13 health now as that B-site anchor, which is never a position you want to be in. Muterus this time getting aggressive through the mid doors after getting caught on the flank in the previous round. And mid is fairly open right now. As soon as I say that, though, the rotate's coming over. Lollipop jump throwing the nade, but Muterus is going to try and pounce. He's going to try and get this kill. He's not given the fight he's wanted, though.
Take a look at the setup right now for sAw. Looks like an A split is on the cards. 3 out long, 2 up catwalk. And there's actually a good chance to win the round here because you look at the setup on the A side. It's only the MP9 holding long range, and that's Box trying to get the flashbang out. Luckily, got Lollipop down here as well. But the MP9 is not exactly the best weapons for holding off an A attack like this. But luckily, they forced sAw back with that kill from sPAC, a little bit of resistance up towards that short play. And I think they've funneled them right into the position they want them. They've got 2 down in towards spawn, but now Jo needs to pop off again. He's been a fantastic anchor, Alex, and he swings out into the open and finds the bomb. The follow-up HE coming through. There's a wild play here from Jo, but he's got 2.
Wow, what a hold. The fact that they have the MP9s pushing the smoke on the other side as well, it is honestly potentially beneficial in that position because as they push through the smoke, they can just continue to run and gun. Finally, Roman got his first kill on the board for sAw. He was dry in the first 10 or so rounds. But Nemiga really locking down that mid position. That molly as well was so well timed from Jo. That's what forces sAw to kind of sit back. And then it's Nemiga who are able to dictate the fights. Because that Molotov goes down, it's Nemiga who are actually swinging onto sAw. They're actually the ones pushing into sAw's angles. And that's helpful for them because they know exactly where sAw are. They can just wide swing. Good old bit of Pika's advantage going in the favor of the CTs. And now sAw's money is a bit questionable. They're going to get 2 AKs, but they're not going to be in love with this buy.
No, they certainly won't be in love with it. But nonetheless, they would love some round wins, Alex, and they've been few and far between. Only 2 on the board right now for sAw. They need some on their board. Not been the start they've been looking for, especially on their map pick, right? You want to have a bit of a stronger performance on the T side of your map pick, and I'm sure they'll be kicking themselves about some of the rounds they have lost here. Still chances to recover. Flash down into Roman's face, and smoke up for spawn. JO's going to go up towards the window, and they come around the corner. Blinded, Jo will come off the angle. Now a solo play from Just right to the Molotov in the tunnels. I had no idea what's going on there, but he goes down, trying to get the split on, and while Lollipop just holding on, having a field day with the multiple kills he's found, but somehow Nemiga have crumbled in this B site, and sAw have fought hard.
Yeah, Nemiga had 3 players on B, but it didn't feel like they had anyone actually focused on making sure those players splitting from mid couldn't push the site. They kind of seemed to get caught off guard by that, even though they knew it was coming. Now sAw have a 2v2 on the bomb site, a couple of nades for them, and sPAC has the AWP on the retake, which won't be easy, but at least Nemiga have some nades. They've got to make the most of the little utility they have.
While sAw trying to hold on. Muterus has a good angle if they do decide to barrel through the double doors. He's gone into tunnel. Now has the cover here, and sPAC's trying to get a quick click right here on this AWP, but it's not coming through. And now Box is left alone, trying to fall away. And sAw, fantastic round from him. He is the reason sAw win this round.
Yeah, big round from sAw. He is the highest rated player for this team in the last 3 months. He's been a bit quiet at the start of Dust 2 up until that point. But winning them that round is a big deal because now sAw can again try and get on top of the economy. Problem is, last time they were in this position, they struggled. I don't know how many times sAw is going to land that mid shot, Dinko. It's been 4 or 5 times now.
He's definitely done the classic go into a server and get your teammate to jump across to get the timing. This guy is really, really solid at getting those mid shots off. Luckily, an opening kill has come in here for sAw. They have had a couple of hiccups against some of the lower buys Nemiga have brought to the table, so they don't want to be losing to just the pistols here. They want to make sure they grab themselves this 4th round and lock it in early on. And right now, they have a real good chance of doing that. Muris is about to come around the corner, Alex, and right around the corner, sPDAC. He's got the USP, and he's got the kill. Upgrades to an AK, and he'll be happy with that.
I'll be delighted with that. The rotate is starting into the B site as well. Nemiga, no, they're prepared. Jao goes out wide, but he goes down. And now it is going to be sPDAC alone, spraying through. He's done damage. A couple of players are low over on the source side of things, but I'm not sure it's going to matter that much. sPDAC doesn't have Kevlar here. It's going to be a really hard retake to win, especially now that that bomb's been planted. And Arky at top mid misses his shots. sPDAC still looking for this fight. But again, the round win just does not feel possible at this point. He's going to try and save, and at least he may be able to save that AK. But it was looking like, again, a close round there. sAw are never winning these rounds comfortably, are they? It's always feeling like a little bit scary.
I mean, Alex, look at what they had coming into this round. Nemiga had nothing. They should never have been this close. This damage is just unbelievable. It's not like they have money either. I mean, I don't get the idea about... I mean, obviously you want to get the rifle out of his hands. I understand that, but why? And there's too much risk involved in sending a gun away. You look at the money on this team right now. If they buy an AK, they're going to have barely any utility left. Muris is on 1.4k. Luckily, they have a buy it coming through and it drops from the teammates, but I mean, still a very big risk coming in there from them, and not really a whole lot of reward either, right? Because they would have been able to buy it going into this next round anyway for Nemiga, but nonetheless, goes down. 9-4 up. Nemiga looking to try and grab themselves double figures, but sAw, I mean, there's still a chance here, Alex. They could get a 9-6 half, and considering how the start of this game went, that's actually fantastic for them.
I would definitely keep them in this game. Still 2 rounds remaining, though. They can't take their foot off the gas. Does that count as American?
Nah, that's fine. I think that's... I mean, it's American, but it's a phrase everyone uses, right? So, I'll give you that, Alex. Oh, lollipop, the timing! I thought he was still going to get that kill, and he was damn close. Muris is down on 10 HP. I really don't know what to say if Muris went down there. Luckily, he stayed alive and got the kill. He's walking... Well, limping. Portuguese player right now on 10 HP. And now Jao, tucked in the corner at the doorway, 55 seconds. sAw's just going to take a little moment here to take a breath, Alex. Slow everything down, figure out what they want to do. They've got a huge advantage into this one. They know Nemiga have been able to pull rounds off like this before. And sPDAC, he might just be the key to unlock this round. They all getting close. Spots one, and that's a big kill.
Oh, dropping down could be dangerous, but he's going to get back to safety. And sAw are still second-guessing themselves. They've got the man advantage, but they've got to make up their minds here. 25 seconds remaining, and Jao close at the mid doors is going to hear this. They don't clear it, but they get the kill anyways. The Dodo flicks back around, and now it should be a free B bomb site and probably a free round for sAw.
Man, that's so quick from Dodo. You know, that gives me... flashbacks, not quite as much as crazy as Hiko, but nonetheless, still, every time you have a moment like that where someone goes through those mid doors and they don't check the right corner, but they still get the kill, you always love to see that. And Dodo does it with an AWP, so huge stuff. I think Dodo has been the best thing about this team so far. He has been real solid. And a lot of these rounds, you know, some of them just dragging them through, kicking and screaming to a win. You know, sPDAC holding the long push. What's the head of the CT extension? They do need to save here, Nemiga, though. They do need to carry these weapons into the next round. This would be a decent enough time to send the hunt on for the weapons left alive, and just is about to walk in the box. Oh, the kill's that. The M4 picks it up. The AWP needs to survive here. Last few seconds, it goes down. They've lost the AWP going into the next round, and there's no money here for Nemiga.
Last round and a half, though, so they have to buy, but it's going to be way worse with that AWP being dropped. As you said, it would have been so good for them to save those guns, to have a chance to try and get a 10th round on the board. They've still got to buy what they can, though. They've got a couple of M4s alongside some MP9s. This time, no mid shot from Stadodo, but the long take is coming in from sAw, and there's some counter flashes. Speedak goes through the smoke, quickly traded out, but Box is still here doing damage, and that nade might be dead on. It's not quite going to get the kill. Smoke thrown out now by Box. He is desperately looking for fights, but it's going to cost him his life.
Oh, Lollipop tries to go forward, but Muterus having a little bit of a resurgence in these last couple of rounds. Going into the last round, he had 4 kills, Alex. Now he's currently on 7, so he's definitely stepped it up a little bit. A good bit of confidence, I'm sure, being injected into his veins. And we look onto this play on the A side. Molotov going up. 2 players just hanging back here for Nemiga. Throwing utility onto the site just to delay and create a little bit of chaos potentially as MDS comes around the corner. Muterus on for his 3rd kill. He wants all 4. And JO 15-7 has had a wonderful half, but that is it. 9-6. sAw, they come back into the first half, but we'll see if they can continue their success heading into the second. sAw bounce back heading into the second half, 9-6. I mean, not exactly the first half performance they would have hoped for, but Alex, they did make the most of it towards the end. They get enough to make this competitive, and now with a pistol win, they could potentially find themselves in the driver's seat if they keep it up. But Box has started things off well for Nemiga.
And now sAw have got aggressive into the tunnels that they've got a man down. They've got the information, but they don't have players in position on the A site to actually lock it down. I think they're going to be conceding a bomb plant here, Dinko, and I don't know how likely this retake is going to be in a 4v5 for sAw.
They have got a kit, luckily, so they have a little bit of extra time to play with. But like you said, 5v4, Nemiga have the post plants, they have the man advantage, and they've got the follow-up kills as well. Jo just shutting them out, sPAC with a Glock kill, and sDoDo is out of there. Not a single kill coming in from sAw into this pistol round, and Nemiga reached double figures.
Muterus had a nice idea as well, playing behind that smoke. Unfortunately, he came so close to the headshot, but he just didn't get it. And that allowed Nemiga to quickly explode onto the A site. You could see that the way sAw was set up there, they were really relying on Muterus to be able to use that cheeky smoke play to get at least a kill or two, to at least slow Nemiga down slightly. But as soon as that doesn't happen, it's always going to be a hard round to win. And unfortunately for sAw, sDoDo just has to save the kit at the end there. That is now Nemiga up to a 10-6 lead, but we will be seeing the force buy straight out from sAw. Oh, it's full AKs for Nemiga.
Yeah,
wow.
They're not wasting time, Alex. They're not wasting any time at all. They want to get at the AKs out. They want to secure themselves as many wins early as possible. And we'll take a look at what sAw can do into this one. I mean, you see the control they have towards mid is quite solid. That top mid smoke coming through. But Nemiga are just going to be sending their forces out long, just gathering up the mob mentality. We'll see if this scout can do anything, if he can land a couple of shots, soften them up, make them squishy. He spotted one player setting up for the execute. The smoke coming through, but Jo has been tagged down. sPAC taking damage as well right now. This is definitely looking a little scary in terms of potential damage coming through here from the defensive side, but Nemiga not sweating it just yet. They've still got 2 smokes left, a flashbang, but it will rely on hitting their shots now as they come out long. Arky trying to hold on around the corner with a scout, looking to try and pick them off here, and he goes down to Lollipop with a big swing in the AK. Another run forward, Fox coming through with a second kill for Nemiga into the round, and they're starting to clean up these pistols, Alex.
Should be pretty easy pickings from this point. Muterus still on the site itself, but he's been spotted, and Box eventually gets the headshot he was looking for. Those smokes are now fading, so sDoDo has a chance on the cross, but that Deagle inaccuracy striking at the wrong time. Nemiga save all 5 of those AKs, so if sAw could have done some damage there, they could have actually been quite costly to Nemiga. They could have dropped some AKs, some really valuable weapons out of their hands, but Nemiga don't let that happen. They land every single shot, and now sAw are going to have very little to work with in this round. Just a couple of nades, but I always like a good nade stack.
Yeah, I like a good nade stack as well. That's coming in towards long, and unfortunately, Alex, it barely does anything. And finally, a nade will land on top of Lollipop. It's still not really too significant in terms of the damage it's output. And oh my god, I feel bad for Muterus. Just gets absolutely domed through the car. Lollipop just cutting through them now. And it's over and done with. 12 rounds for Nemiga. Just casting Lollipop again, Alex, sends me back to, I think it was like 2 years ago when you used to try and start singing the Lollipop song.
Good times, good times.
You want to give us a little rendition, Alex? You want to give us a go?
Save that for later. It's only the first game. It's still early.
Yeah, well, the vocal cords need to be warmed up a little bit. Is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I've seen your acting skills recently. A couple of skits, Alex. We know you're capable of performing. Nonetheless, we'll see what's coming up into round number 19. Look at sAw. Got the AWP up for sDoDo. M4 is in play for an Arky, Justin, Muterus. Looks like an AUG, Alex. Now, I'm sure that warms your heart.
Yeah, I've always loved the AUG. I think pros are really starting to realize that it is very viable right now. Seems like slowly but surely more and more players are shifting over to it. It's not been oppressive though, right? It's normally one or two players on a team picking up the AUG, which I think is exactly where you want it to be.
Definitely. I think that's where Valve want it to be as well. I mean, they definitely don't want it to take over, but they definitely want a little bit more variation in guns, it seems. But nonetheless, I think the AUG's in a pretty good spot right now. Some teams never really let it go. Some teams actually still stuck with it. I think North were one of those teams that used the weapon for quite some time, but trying for this mid-aggression. Muterus going forward. MDS taking a fight, but just will win it. And that is a big kill to find, but man advantage in for sAw. But how long can it stay there? sPAC is taking it back, and he wants more. 15 kills possibly, but he finally afford to just.
Oh, Roman's spray is not good enough with the Org. He goes down. It's into a 3v3, 25 seconds. Nemiga have to be quick on this take, and they look like they're going to be moving into the A site, but they are really indecisive here, Dinko. They've got to go now, and they don't have all their players grouped up. Arky gets the first kill, and now it has to be Joe entering onto this A site, and he's going to be in trouble. Stododo misses the first shot, but the time is against him, and Arky ends up getting the final spray down. sAw win an all-important gun round to keep themselves in this game.
That's a big win for them. I love that little bit of mid-aggression, Alex, coming through as well. That was nice to watch from Muterus. Getting a little bit worrying there in the middle, but nonetheless, they do get the important kills. And 12-7 right now. Nemiga, they have no money problems, Alex. They can purchase up right away again. And that is the test for sAw, right? We're coming into this next round. Okay, they've got a win under their belt, but they've still got to deal with this next buy coming right up. And right now, we take a look at what Nemiga have got. They've got the AKs out. They've got the AWP full utility. It's a perfect buy coming in from the CIS team.
Plenty of money still for Nemiga. They even have some money in the bank. Whereas
Yeah, that's
sAw,
the worrying part.
yeah, they still need to make sure they win this round. And Stododo might be the first point of contact. Box, oh, he throws the Molotov at just the right time, forcing Stododo off the angle. If he inched further forwards, he would have been in trouble there. But Box knew his angles wisely, forces Stododo away. Still over a minute left on the clock here. And not much aggression from either team. Nemiga taking a slower approach in this round. They've still got pretty much all their nades left on the Nemiga side, but they also haven't baited out too many of sAw's nades. So I think this is where it's probably time to put some pressure on. Flash into the A site is good. That's going to force Stododo to play safe, but Lollipop is looking for a solo play at mid, and this could work really well for him. They're faking A and going back to B.
Utility going down for the CT cross, and now Muterus looking to try and get in behind them. Roman with a big kill. Muterus running right through, gets 2 kills, cuts them down, and now Roman's popping off. He's had a very quiet performance, but what a round. 3 kills and the flick out for the final headshot. sAw giving 8 rounds on the board, and that is nasty from Roman.
And this is something you can never count out about this sAw team. Some of these players, aim-wise, are very, very good. They are incredible. Muterus is one of them. Roman, they're getting headshots. They always have that in their locker. They always have the ability to win individually. And on some maps, like Dust 2, like Nuke, they can be very, very good as a team as well. We've seen that. We've seen them get some really good wins on Nuke. And that would be the decider in this series. So I think as long as sAw can come back here on Dust 2, they're going to like this veto right here. And they're just going to have to make sure they keep on fighting on this map. It is still a buy for Nemiga, but this time sPAC is missing a rifle. He's down to a deagle. The rest of the squad do have AKs though. And Nemiga again going somewhat slow at the start of this round. The call didn't look too bad for Nemiga in the previous round, Dinko. I think it was just sAw landing some really good shots. So we'll see if Nemiga can get a similarly good call in this one.
And the thing is, for sAw, the positive sign actually for sAw in that previous round was it was the 2 players that have been performing the quietest, right? It was Roman, who went into that round with 3 kills, and it was Muterus, who had it, right? These are the 2 players that have been underperforming for the team, or should I say, have been quiet for the team so far. And that's a big sign moving forward for the sAw team. If those 2 players can win a round on their own, this is a very positive sign coming through. Maybe some confidence now injected into Roman as the attack starts to come through middle. They're going to test him again. They're going to see if he can do it twice, and he will. 2 kills picked up. A 3rd from Roman. What a step up from Roman so far. Nearly the 4K. Luckily, MDS is quick enough on the headshot, and the bomb will go down here for Nemiga. They still have a chance at winning this round, Alex, but a 3v2, an MDS on 1 HP. This is certainly going to be difficult.
Luck smoke out from sAw to be able to get through those doors more easily. They can start to isolate these fights. Jo has to be the man to deliver here in this round. His teammate is so low on health, but Stododo's jumping out and Jo goes down. It's all on MDS. It has to be headshots, and it won't be happening for him. Stododo lands the last shot that they needed. sAw get their 9th round win on the board. And as you're pointing out, Dinko, Roman with back-to-back 3Ks. Really stepping up for his team on that B side of the map. And now it's Nemiga whose money is starting to run dry. Even though they've been getting bomb plants, even though they've been getting towards these bomb sites, they haven't been able to win the recent rounds, and that's going to cost them. They have to take a half buy in this one.
sAw are right back in dust too. They are not out of this game at all. In the first half, we've seen a lot of competitive rounds. It did go to a very one-sided scoreline, but luckily sAw pulled it back. A 9-6 half, not too bad. But they needed to deliver when they came into the second, and so far they have. Roman's on 9 kills, right? But you look at the last 2 rounds, man, and they have been incredible. Just trying to hold on. The play for Nemiga, sprinting into the B bomb site, just needing to step up on the anchor position. He's got 1. That's not going to be enough. Roman falls as well. And Nemiga, they've got the B bomb site. They can get this bomb planted and try and lock them out of the site. Good headshot onto Muterus. And now a 2v4. Arky and sTododo pulling themselves back into MDS's Deagle. And oh no, Alex. Nightmare scenario right here for sAw. They have lost the round.
Oh, sAw works so hard to win all the prior gun rounds, and then a pistol rush B catches them off guard. The flashes were solid for Nemiga. It gets them onto the B site. I was about to sing sAw's praises in this game because they've lost both pistols here, Dinko, and they've still kept it close. It was looking like they were coming back. But as soon as I was about to sing their praises, they lose this round to the B aggression. And that's going to happen to you sometimes. But for sAw, it's now about how they can bounce back from this because their money is not going to be great. Even with sTododo saving the AWP, sAw are going to have to dig deep to get back into this game. They may even just have to save in this round. And if they do that, they're probably conceding a 14th round over to Nemiga. It is going to be a really difficult scenario for sAw to be in. But they've realized they have to take the safe approach. They have to save in this round. It's only going to be that saved AWP for sTododo, but he's boosted up over the top, and he's got the first kill.
sTododo through the smoke, a big headshot coming through. He needs to deliver. Like you said, he needs to be that impact player. He needs to really carry them through on his own, basically. And he has shown that he can do that time and time again. So here he goes out long. The first and the second kill are his. He goes for a third. What a round from sTododo. And it's all on JO left alone. 1 kill has been collected. He needs all 5 here, Alex. This is not going to be an easy feat at all, especially with sTododo still alive and on that A site with the AWP. He has collected 3 into this round, and we said he needed to deliver, and he has done that easily. Now JO looking for the quick headshot. They haven't actually spotted each other, so now he needs to get closer and tries to isolate this short fight. Couple of players now. He's crossed back into cover. This is getting a little bit worrying for sAw. You can see kind of adjusting the defense, trying to make sure they don't go anywhere near his crosshead. He's going to try and work this into a couple of 1v1s. The long peek comes out, the Molotov into the fight, and now the kill on sTododo. Now he's focusing this long fight. Reloads, draws his weapon out again. A big kill from JO. He could get all 5 here, Alex. He's looking back at long. The short kill as well. JO is pulling off this clutch. The bomb's going to go down on the site. Flash ready for long, and just about to walk forward. The AK in hand. JO looking to secure the best play so far in this match, and he walks around to the left side. The angle taken, and the kill is in. JO pulls off the 1v5, and Nemiga have 14 rounds.
It was looking like a miracle round for sAw, and then it turns into a miracle round for JO. It was a 1v5, Dinko. That's JO's second ace of the game. He has been killing it so far in this one, and it was looking so good to start with. That was the sTododo we know and love. He was getting those opening kills. He was putting his team in a position where they could win the game, but it doesn't happen for them. That round goes against them, and sAw will be so frustrated with that. They tried to play it patiently. They tried to work together, but they didn't get the timing right on some of those fights. They were looking to double swing from long. JO ended up turning it into a bunch of 1v1s, though. That is devastating for sAw. At least they have a buy in this round. At least they can try and come right back into it with a gun round. But still, that was a round they should have been winning, and they will be so annoyed that they let it slip.
That is unbelievable from JO, right? We see him in the 1v5. We set up the fact that he has to get all of the players. Not a single kill come in from his team, and he somehow does it. Like, even though that round, yeah, okay, it was an AWP and a couple of pistols. nonetheless, Alex, they found the AKs on the floor. They picked up the weapons, and he still pulls it off. Fantastic player. Jo has had an unbelievable performance today. We talk about Lollipop being the star of this team, and Jo is stepping up. MDS holding this long attack coming in from sAw. The aggression is forced back, and Mutas tries to take a different position, but look at the hold so far. No one is actually on the A site, and that has allowed Box to get up close, and now Lollipop following suit as well.
This hold feels very uncomfortable for sAw right now, all being on long, but being scared of the site and long at the same time. Having 3 CTs in this position, they're going to try and fight for the site, and it's going to work out for them. 2 kills for sAw on the hold. Time is low here. The bomb has been dropped. Box needs this kill, and he's got it, but it's cost him a lot of life. And I don't know if they're going to get that bomb in time. Jo low on health. He finally recovers it, but it's too little too late. sAw win the round that they needed. Even though those players were trapped on long, they do the smart thing by just swinging onto the site together, using one piece of utility in order to do so. Heads up play from sAw, realizing they were not in a good spot, and they turn it into their favor. 10th round is confirmed for sAw, and now Nemiga's money, again, not great, but Jo is feeling it right now, Dinko. He's got the hero AK.
Jo, I mean, if there's a player you want to give an AK, it's this guy right now. He has been unbelievable. 28 kills, 12 deaths, 121 ADR. This game has delivered, Alex, in terms of some of the plays we've seen so far. I mean, never mind coffee. This game's fired me up alone. I don't need no caffeine. And if I was to have some caffeine, of course, I would drink a Monster, Alex. You can't see it, but I have got a Monster can behind me. I'm quite disappointed I'm not on camera today, actually, because I've got a little Christmas hat for my Monster cans, Alex.
I don't even know how you get a Christmas hat that small. Like, where did you even find that?
Well, it was actually on sort of a biscuit tin I bought from a shop.
Oh.
So, yeah, I thought, you know, why not? I'll put it on my Monster can.
Maybe we should ask Monster to sell their own Santa hats specifically for their cans.
Yeah, like a green one. Idea. Green and black one, like green pom-pom, black hat. Nonetheless,
Christmassy colors.
It is. Maybe not lime green and black, though. But nonetheless, it's going to be Nemiga coming in towards the site here. A Roman trying to hold on, just going around the corner. The spray is down. 2 kills picked up for him. Actually, 1. Box actually took away his own teammate. Lollipop falls to him. And Stododo with the wall bang. It's on to Jo again. A 1v3. Surely not. He would have had to pull off all 5 kills again, Alex. And luckily, this time, it will not happen. But those 2 kills, they've brought him up to 30 frags on the board right now.
30 for 13 as well. Hasn't even been dying that much.
Yeah.
Over on the B site on the first half, he was doing a lot of damage. I think Nemiga were kind of relying on getting that bomb plant to give them a perfect buy. So now they've got some Galils in the mix. They're missing some nades as well. And Mutarus is getting aggressive at mid. It's the long players who are forced back, but here comes Mutarus going for the fight, not getting the kill he wanted though. And now he realizes he's got to play it safe. The players in lower tunnels could have trapped him in. So good from Mutarus to get back to safety, but not quite the kill he was looking for. He will give Box a parting gift, though. That nade doing a good bit of damage.
Just an update on the main stream as well. Currently, we're running 2 simultaneous streams. We're over here on the secondary stream covering Group B, and over on the A stream, they're covering Group A. Makes sense. And while when you take a look at that first map, it was a 16-6 win for VP on Dust 2. I think it started off a little more competitive, but VP got into their stride of taking map number 1 very convincingly. Kind of expected, though. Obviously, VP are off a flashpoint win. I mean, these guys have been looking unstoppable lately, so can't really blame them at all.
Yeah, I think most teams in this tournament would probably suffer a similar fate, honestly, with how the VP boys have been playing recently. Oh, okay. Here comes Stododo. Good shot. Oh, 2 players crouching. The CT smoke goes down to keep him safe, but the man on the site is dead. It might not matter, though, because Stododo's got his 2nd kill. The bomb has been dropped. They're going to get that back, but it's a 4v2 advantage for sAw, and another shot lands. Not getting the kill this time. The bomb is planted, but sAw are going to play for retake, and they've still got the edge.
Oh, Jo is about to come off to the left side, and now the walk up from Just, the big headshot onto MDS, and now Jo holding on, smoke up in the middle of the site, trying to delay, looking for another hero clutch. He's got 1 at 2nd as well, and luckily Just comes through. Just too many plays for him there, and that will be the round nonetheless for sAw. But how many times is Jo going to single-handedly make these rounds look doable, Alex? It's just ludicrous.
It is ridiculous. I'm trying to find the stats. They're a couple of rounds behind right now, but he's on 121 ADR, and that was when he had 28 kills, so it might have gone up since then.
I think it has, Alex. He got 2 kills last round, 3 kills this time. I mean, it can't really go down, can it?
Yeah, pretty ridiculous stuff, and that means he's going to get the hero AK again. I don't blame him. He has been a one-man army at times.
I have to say, we have been talking a lot about Jo, but I think we also have to talk about sAw, right? This guy's been unstoppable for this sAw team. He's had a lot of good moments for them, Alex, and he had those good moments, especially when they needed it most, right? If you think back to that first half, a lot of those rounds were looking a little scary, and a lot of close ones as well. I feel like he was a big turning point for them, just having that consistent performance from the start. Currently 23-12. Definitely been a big player for them. Another run boost over the top in towards this A site. He's got Molotov at the ready to drop down into the site. The nade's coming up, but they're running over the top. The pistol's trying to take him down, and sAw somehow still alive here. Jo with a kill on the AK. MDS falls, and now sAw really under pressure, Alex. He's trying to get around the corner. Luckily, it's just Lollipop left alone, and the jump shot coming in from Roman. 13 rounds for sAw.
Bit of a shame for Nemiga. They would have wanted the bomb plant for the extra money, but they can still buy. That was the save for them. Now it's 14-13 and a gun round for both squads. As you pointed out, sAw has been excellent on that A site. He's been holding in so many rounds from that long position. We've seen that sAw is sometimes putting that CT smoke down ahead of him as well, and then he can peek up behind the car. They've been doing some really cool things in order to hold on to that A site. My question is, do Nemiga switch it up at some point? They've been very A-focused in a lot of these recent rounds, and it hasn't been going quite according to plan for them. So maybe at some point they'll try and fake the A site and go back to B, and that's when some of the other players will have to step up again. We saw Roman do so in previous rounds. We'd love to see it again. Same molly from box, but I don't think sAw is going to be forced away. The flash to follow, but he gets the kill while blind.
That's a big kill to find as well. sAw giving his team the man advantage into round 28. This is such an important round as well. If Nemiga lose this round, there's no money. There's absolutely no funds to get a solid buy going into the next round. So not only does sAw equalize the scoreline, but they likely go ahead and take the lead. Take map point here on their map pick of Dust 2. And sAw holding the cross. Here comes the run out from Nemiga. They've dropped down into spawn, and now the AWP hears this. Here's the footsteps coming towards him. He comes into a different position, falling back a little bit now. The flash is good again. Around the corner, Muta has died down, and 2 big kills right through the smoke. He runs right through and catches 2. And Jo now on the big double. 3 kills out of nowhere. Jo delivers 37 kills in regulation right now, Alex. Jo is a one-man army.
Oh my god, the swing of emotions in that round must have been ridiculous from sAw's perspective. sAw gets the first kill while blind, then Nemiga start pushing up to the A site. It's looking like Nemiga are about to crunch in on those long players and get the kills. Then Muta emerges through the smoke at just the right time to get a 2K. sAw probably think they're good to win the round, and all of a sudden, Jo just slaps him in the face, Dinko.
Dude.
That must have been a shock to the system for sAw. They were not expecting him to be there, and in a split second, Nemiga turned the 2v4 into the round win. 37 kills for Jo. He could be on for a 40 bomb in regulation. That's ridiculous.
This is just ridiculous for Jo. He hits 15 deaths as well. You know, anytime I do well, Alex, anytime I get 30 kills, I have pretty much equal deaths. This guy has just been unstoppable in terms of just staying alive as well. It's so difficult to do this, and Jo is making it look easy. MDS will catch the opening kill as well, heading into round 29. It's a map point for Nemiga on their opponent's map pick. And like you said, just a swing of emotions for everybody involved in that previous round, I think. You take a look at how things went for sAw. It was just up and down. I would love to see the heart rates, Alex. Just like a monitor of it. It would just be like a mountain, peaks and valleys. God damn, that was a crazy round of Counter-Strike.
Oh, MDS got them the opening kill in this round on the Nemiga side. He was given the AWP in order to do so. That will go back into SpeedAx's hands now. But sAw have to do something special here. 4v5. No real nades left. Not the best weaponry on some of their players. Nemiga about to push through long. Only Arky on the A side of the map. He's got to go huge on the long hold. At least one kill is required. Is he going to get it? He's looking for it, but the spray is unsuccessful. And now with a clean 5v3 advantage, Nemiga should be odds-on favorites to win this game almost every time.
Yeah, they've given themselves such a good chance here. SpeedAct holding for the extension of the rifler in the A side as well. That's Mudras just chilling up here on the A bomb side. Here comes the play for Nemiga. They start to walk their way down. Roman holding the cross, and the nades are going to go over the top, doing a good bit of damage on the MDS. JO's taking a chip damage as well. Now Muta is holding on. It's a big kill, just pointed back as well, Alex. Luckily, Lollipop there with the AK. 2 kills, decapitates 2 players inside the site, and Roman with the jump shot. The no-scope delivered. 7 seconds left. He's got to pull off an incredible clutch over the top. The headshot now down to the 1v1, and another attempt. He's going for these jump shots, and luckily for Nemiga, he's not able to pull off the impossible. What the hell was this last 2 rounds, Alex? I really don't know.
So intense at the end there. Landing the jump shot with the scout, having to pull out the pistol, all sorts of crazy. Even Box at the end. I thought he might try and play smart in the post plant, but he was like, screw that. I just want to fight. I just want to get this kill while I can, while I know where he is. And Box just about gets it in time, peeking up from the bomb site. But some of those rounds at the end came as close as they could. And I do feel a bit bad for sAw, Dinko, because they had a really slow start here on Dust 2. They lost both pistols, and they still brought the game that close. If they just got a slightly better start or just won one of the pistol rounds, maybe they win this game. But credit to Nemiga and credit to JO for doing so many dirty things in that game.
They did so many dirty things across that entire map, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it, Alex. I'm looking forward to seeing Inferno, and that can only happen after the break. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Inferno.